Dr. Paul Dignan here, 3-minute outcomes. And what I'm talking about today is mapping evaluation questions onto a visual strategy, outcomes model, intervention logic, theory of change, or whatever you want to call it, but a visual model of what it is that you're trying to evaluate. The idea is to get the model of the initiative you're trying to evaluate out of your head. You need such a model in order to identify evaluation questions. Why not get it on paper and work directly on it to identify those questions? So let's have a look at the model here as an example. This is an archery initiative. On the left-hand side, we have well-trained archers, good quality bows, arrows sharp enough, etc. And on the right-hand side are the outcomes we're heading for. It's like sufficient arrows hit the bullseye. So let's see how we can use a strategy model or intervention logic to identify evaluation questions. Here we have a box, bowstring pulled back far enough, which is within this intervention logic. What would be an evaluation question that would relate to that box? It would be something like, are archers pulling their bowstrings back far enough? Now, because this box is low down within the logic, low down within the strategy model, then it is what we call an implementation evaluation question. If you want more information on the different types of evaluation question, look at the 3-minute outcomes video on that subject. Now another question, what did the archers think was the most successful way that the initiative motivated them to fire more arrows? A process evaluation question living at that location within the model. Here's another one. Did the program increase the number of arrows hitting the bullseye? This one's an impact evaluation question, and it's at the end of the model, so we can immediately see it's an impact evaluation question by its location within the model. And that's the great power of mapping your evaluation questions onto your model. It lets you see the type of question, and it clarifies where it lives in the visual outcomes strategy model intervention logic. It reduces confusion also, which is caused by different evaluation question wordings. People will often suggest different wordings for an evaluation question, and having them mapped onto the model really helps with this. For instance, here is a question someone may suggest, did the initiative work? It's another impact evaluation question, and you can ask if someone suggests that, is this exactly the same as did the program increase the number of arrows hitting the bullseye? So you can clarify question wording to identify whether it is actually the same question that a stakeholder is suggesting you examine in an evaluation. And another example is this question here, which is, was the initiative successful? Again, you can check, well, is this the same as the impact evaluation question we have up above? So really, really helps to clarify that in stakeholder discussions and evaluation planning discussions. Here's another one. Were most of the arrows aiming at the target? Now this one would more appropriately live a little bit to the left within your model, not under the terminal box on the right-hand side about sufficient arrows hitting the bullseye, but more under the box, sufficient number of arrows still heading in the right direction, 3/4 of the way up the range. So we can see how you can move those evaluation questions across your visual model and be very clear about where they are, where they lie. So the discipline of mapping evaluation questions is very powerful for identifying evaluation questions when you're doing evaluation planning. The models in this presentation have been drawn in our award-winning DoView software. You can get a trial copy of that from this URL. And if you want more information about this 3-minute outcomes video, you can find it at this URL, and you can get all of the 3-minute outcomes at this URL below. Have fun doing your evaluation and outcomes work, and I'll talk to you another day. Dr. Paul Dignan.